Hello investors. A few minutes ago, earnings call for NIO Q4 2020 was just finished, and I decided to make this quick NIO Q4 2020 earnings analysis video, which I'm streaming live from my home studio, of course. So first, I want to introduce some key takeaways. If you didn't see the whole earnings call, I will briefly go through all of them, so you can. It's kind of a summary for you. Then there will be analysis earnings. As I promised, we will go through the numbers and see what is shared in the press release of NIO. And then finally, I will share some thoughts about price action and where we are at right now and what is, in my opinion, probably going to happen. So let's start. And the first thing is I'm going to look at the key takeaways from today's earnings call. So number one, well, of course, we're here, well, at least I'm here looking for NIO because, well, what's happened with Tesla we all know, and Tesla kind of set up this path to any electric vehicle company, which is a big future growth. And but here the question is, the main question for me: will NIO or any other company, in that matter, Chinese or not, but electric vehicle company, be able to produce a lot of vehicles to satisfy the demand that it's really not only growing, but demand right now for electric vehicles, as you know, is much higher than the supply can fulfill. That is why we talked, of course, about volume production. And let me share the screen with the news. Okay, so here it is. And well, for January in 2020, it was said that there was 7,000 vehicles that NIO could produce, did produce. And this month, they aim for 10,000 per month. It's quite a good growth, but still far from Tesla's, where Tesla is right now. And if you look more in details and numbers, here's the screen. I was not showing it. So you see deliveries, well, of course, they managed from 3,000 in Q1 in 2020 and up to 17,000. It's quite a big growth, but still number is pretty small. So, well, that's why when you look at the earnings, well, you will see also that percentage of growth is big, but the absolute numbers is far from being somewhat viable, in my opinion, again. But this is only the beginning. So another takeaway, first takeaway was a volume production. The second one was about, well, battery as a service, and this subscription model will be continued, and they will double top on that model. It doesn't mean that they will sell their cars cheaper, for example, to also kind of follow that subscription model, but battery as a service, that's what the key thing is. Well, it's nothing new about this one. It's just they emphasize that they will continue to grow this part, and they will install new battery swap stations around the country in China. Well, again, another takeaway is, well, we're talking about bigger battery packs. So right now it's 100 plus kilowatts. For ET7 they aim for 150 kilowatts, and it is more than 1,000 kilometers range, which is great already. It's my van, which is not electrical one, and the previous vehicles, it was only 500 kilometers. And let's say honestly, 1,000 kilometers, if they able to achieve it in the near future, it's just killing. It's a killing feature for any oil non-electric vehicle. So another takeaway is that there was a question about whether NIO think about having another brand, not a luxury brand like they have today. And they ask, yes, they think about it. Probably with JAC, they think about investing in another brand. but NIO will not create the brand, but just some probably joint ventures. Well, nothing really interesting there. They also shared the numbers about sales of luxury vehicles in China. Well, again, nothing new here for those who are following this. All-time high. BMW, Mercedes, and other luxury vehicle manufacturers, they see all-time high in their sales currently in China. Well, if I don't think I forget anything else. Oh, of course, Europe expansion. I forgot this one. I should have started with this one actually. Well, recently William Lee mentioned that they think about think about Europe expansion, which is opening some probably showrooms in Europe. Well, again, my question here is, you still have to satisfy the demand that you have locally. You have so many customers that want to buy electric vehicles inside China. It's just a huge market. You need a lot of time to, even to just to satisfy that local market. So probably, yeah, in terms of having and taking local customers and at least having something to show them, makes some reason. I'm not William Lee, of course. I will not ask. Let's. I'll not question that decision. But again, also there are rumors that NIO is about to open some showrooms in the United States. Probably, yeah, probably. Okay, let's go to the second part and just see some numbers there, what NIO shared. And well, so here are some key financial results. Of course, again, those numbers, they're quite low at this point. So the growth, if you see, and the improvements year over year are just huge. Like vehicle sales, 130% year over year. So they more than doubled in the vehicle sales. Of course they did, because the volume again is quite low. And well, everywhere you look, vehicle margin, total revenues, well, of course, if you sell more vehicles, you have more revenues. Of course, your gross margin from being negative a year ago in 2018 became positive right now. Well, when you produce more cars, of course, you have this savings of scale that comes into play. There's nothing you hear really. I wasn't really surprised of anything in there. I was surprised when I saw that Li Auto published their results as being not making loss but being profitable company in Q4 2020. That was some kind of, well, yeah, that's cool. Tesla was became only profitable what, 2 quarters ago, and Lee is there already. I need to look more in R&D expenses and also all in general investment that another company makes. And also you have to think about if NIO has doesn't have the vertical integrated structure like Tesla. It means you own everything from top to bottom, right? You own battery manufacturer, battery plants manufacturers. You own each part of the production, and that is not the case with NIO. Okay, they don't have their own batteries. They buy the battery cells from another manufacturers. I think it's in 3 countries they buy it. I have a video about this, so check it out. There I disclose everything about NIO, like the ultimate overview of their business model, where they buy their battery cells, what their different businesses are. So check it out. And also, of course, I really appreciate if you hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Like button. And we talk a lot about this and other stuff in Discord, so feel free to join. You will find the link here. All right, let's go to, well, again, key financial results here. It's just the same thing, but in another form. You see the changes. It's year comparing 2 years, 19 and 20. Oh, I mean, they still have a loss, of course. Loss is not as big as it was before. What was more interesting for me, I will scroll down. Let me find this here. Right, here it is. So now we are looking at a balance sheet. And in December 31, those numbers are not in US dollars. The top right column is in US dollars, so it depends. But those, just for comparison, let's see. In December 31st, 2019, cash and cash equivalents were only 862,000. Well, this is also in thousands, but it's also in RMB. But that's what we want to see. It's the change, and here's the changes drastically. We saw in 2020 that a lot of money were pulled into NIO. And NIO, just before April 1st, that was the date when they merged with another company that is Chinese investors company. And that's where they got a lot of money just pulled in. And if you compare the total current assets of 2019 with 2020, 5 million here and 46 million here. So that's almost 10 times more assets a year later, right? And in US dollars, it's around $7 billion. It's quite a lot in total assets. If you want to deduct the current ratio from it, let's look. So current assets here, 36 billion and 36 million. And total liabilities, that didn't change a lot. From 19 to 22, well, okay, 10% increase. For a company that grows a lot, that's nothing at all, really. And if we divide, well, okay, let's divide 46. We'll only take current assets and current liabilities by 13, which means current ratio is about 3 something, which is big. But that is explainable because look at the previous year. 2019 was 4 million or billion, if you want, which because this is in thousands, and liabilities, current liabilities, they were double. So the current ratio actually was 0.5, which means that they only had half of a year really to cover their liabilities. That's why NIO was really at the edge of going bankrupt. All right, so a lot of cash in here. Short-term investments, well, you can look at all those numbers, but the main takeaway for me is a lot of cash sitting here. We still have money to cover our expenses for at least a couple years, which is good. So right now the main focus for me would be to scale production really and to install the infrastructure. And I want to see also, we don't see it here. Let's look through the sales. Well, we do have vehicle sales and other sales. I'm not sure if other sales have inside of them vehicle battery as a service, or, well, subscription model they're talking about. I'm not sure, but at least this is not a big amount right now. Here we see all the same numbers and income statement, all the same numbers that were mentioned at the very beginning as the key takeaways, on the key highlights. We saw them in percentages, so I'm not going into details here really. And yeah, those are basically the same thing. Okay, so going back to the price action, what we see here, I will just put a little in a big screen. All right, like this. Right, so this is a daily chart, and you see this support around $40, We already hit it several times, and then with just moving averages, we went through it. And now with market crashed last week, it went everything down to the support again. So and bounced pretty good here. But as it happens each time after earnings, it will go back to the support level, or at least bounce back. Today post-market it was around -5%, so don't be surprised if tomorrow morning you'll see NIO dips. For long-term investors, I would say this is a really good time to add your position if you still believe in NIO. And NIO looks really good. The only issue I have with this company is that it is not that transparent. It's not Tesla, right? It's a Chinese company, and I'm not sure what's happening over there. It's a totally different story. That's why I'm really careful when investing in Chinese companies. But I think around $40 it's pretty good support. It might fall to the next one, which is 29. And we see another moving average here. But that's kind of the range, I think. I don't think it really will go up a lot in the short term. But to the end of the year, yeah, probably quite a lot. And also don't forget, when you're comparing NIO with Tesla, they're not really comparable. Yes, they doing the same thing there, partially, because Tesla is not only about vehicles. It's not only it's a big part of the business, of course, and the most known. But I won't tell you that Tesla has a lot of other businesses there, not to mention like solar roof panels, which Tesla just crushed in that market. If you don't know about this one, take a look. So robotaxi, gigafactories Tesla builds. It's just like really batteries business can be a separate business on its own. A lot of other stuff, but really Tesla is integrated vertically again. NIO is not. So I wouldn't say that NIO will see the same growth rates, like tenfold from here in next year. Could be. We don't know. We'll see in the future. And I guess that's all I want to share with you today. So thank you for watching me, and see you soon, investors. Hit that like button. Bye.